Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.
Live from the GBM studios in Belize City, it's Open Your Eyes. Start your morning right with your hosts, Sabrina Daly and Paul Lopez.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Paul Lopez.
And I'm Sabrina Daly.
Excellent. And so here's what we're going to do. To begin the show, we're going to start with our show overview for today. We have a lot of exciting conversations lined up. We're going to start the conversation this morning with a discussion on adapting resilient climate change for a greener future. Secondly, shop smart with Fultec's back to school sales. So our friends from Fultec will be here, and I would imagine they'll bring some goodies to put on display. Thirdly, meet the beauty and heritage behind Miss African Queen. That's an event that's set to take place this weekend. Well, we're going to have a discussion on it. I'm sure a lot of you are excited about this pageant and this event. And last but certainly not least, honoring culture through celebration at Saint Bight Day. So Saint Bight Day is back once again. We've had them on the couch years past, including last year, and they're back to tell us about what this year's celebration for Saint Bight Day is going to look like.
Paul, good morning.
Good morning. Oh, well,
how you
you're
doing?
Quite chipper this morning.
I got some rest.
Did you?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. I was coming out of the gym. And I saw you driving past. I won't say the time because people are start tracking. I can't wait at this gym.
You did not see me. I did not pass the gym this morning.
You did it last night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
last
night, and I said, man, Sab, they got a late night. So, but it's good to hear you. It's good to hear you got some rest. I'm excited about the fact that we're sure at home where to go.
Dude, it was right after news. Stop talking.
Okay, good. I'm excited about the fact that we are technically halfway into August. This is like the second week, if not like the second and a half week. And that means that we're priming up for Carnival. And it also means that we're priming up for September celebrations. I'm a bit surprised I haven't seen like decorations and flags all around.
That's true.
Because usually it's in August. So maybe this week, maybe the end of August, but right now, I think, if I recall correctly, that we'll see those flags all around decorated the city. But we're excited about the fact that we're coming closer to the end of August, which is entering the celebration month. And of course, it means a lot of music, a lot of partying, a lot of jump up, and a lot of holidays.
That's true. But also a lot of work for us too, because we do get to go out. And it is some fun too, but we get to go out and document the carnival marching bands or mass camps, and those are always fun. I know last year was really exciting.
You were there last year, right?
I was not at the mass camps, but it was my first time covering a carnival. And I will say, I have a totally different viewpoint on it since then.
I saw somebody thief on Lee wine last year.
Not on me, and not... Paul, what is wrong with you this morning? You keep on the lie.
It's a real thing though. You okay if...
I was safe from the wine stealing last year.
Are you okay if you're out covering Carnival and one of the revelers or marching people decide, you know what? Katifa Lee wine.
Can we do like a whoop, 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 whoop? No. I'm sorry.
All right, so that's a warning to everybody out there. Thief and wine anywhere else.
Thief and wine, papal. Oh, see, I have the same facial expression that you do, but we will celebrate, and we do want to be there and document it. But let's move into some of the things we think you should know before you leave your homes this morning. Starting off with a single mother family facing uncertainty following fatal RTA in Santa Familia. Also, Belizean is celebrating and is celebrated the opening for a supermarket on Mahogany Street. Also making the topic is a counselor's vehicle being stripped of parts valued at $12,000. Clara Cumcho is celebrating 100 years of strength, a centenarian. And finally, it is KTV The Remix. It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. Tonight, I understand, is soundtrack night. And if you're not sure what that means, the contestants have a chance to sing any song from a movie, TV show that would be considered a soundtrack. So that's also going to be exciting. But let's jump into it, Paul. I know last night's newscast was a little bit on the heavier side. Yeah. We saw several road traffic accidents being covered and being reported on by the Belize Police Department. But I think the one that certainly made headlines and really devastated the public was that of a single mother who passed away after being struck by a vehicle in Santa Familia, her and her daughter. Her daughter, I understand, is still in critical condition. You weren't able to speak to the family. You did speak to the chairperson of the village, but the mother has since passed away. She's a mother of 5, a single mother of 5. Just devastating news.
Yeah, so it's vice chairman we spoke with, Mr. Silas Sabal, and the main issue here is the condition of the road, if you would, right? And one of the reasons why this conversation is important is because in Santa Familia, there's an issue that we see in communities as well along the highway and communities off the highway, where one, the shoulders of these roads are so small and so narrow, but pedestrians and community members have no choice but to walk along them to get home, except for walking in somebody's yards, because there are no sidewalks in these communities. We are investing so heavily in road infrastructure across this country. We're investing so heavily in upgrading roads and making them wider. But how much of our planning and investment and preparation are we putting into considering increasing the width of the shoulders on these highways so that pedestrians, people who ride their bicycles, are safer? How much of the planning process are we putting into installment of sidewalks and investing in sidewalks so that pedestrians are safer when they walk along these highways? Because, like it or not, vehicles will pass.
Yeah.
And at times, vehicles, these motorists, they don't care about the speed limit going through a village, because there are speed limits, and that's another conversation to be had. But the pedestrians, they have no choice but to walk. Those who don't own a vehicle, those who may just have a bicycle or their 2 feet, right? And that's one of the huge tragedies here. We saw, I think back on the case in that young man in Hattieville that was hit and killed by a Floralio bus. While some people argue that the shoulder of the road is, to an extent, relatively adequate for pedestrians and for bicyclists, if you would, there's still an issue there. There's no sidewalk for the person to ride or for pedestrians to walk. And so it's one of the things I put. Look at this. When you look at that video and you look at the shoulder that these people have to walk on, it's next to nothing.
Yeah.
It's almost like better you just walk by somebody's yard.
Yeah.
Or better you just walk on the road itself.
But this is a common thing, Paul. I think, many villages or many rural communities do have this type of dynamic.
Yeah.
I think what we're seeing, though, is that as these communities grow and they become more populated, you will be seeing more vehicles on the road. And so this will be a recurring issue.
It will.
Unfortunately, it had to lead to the death of someone for us to have this conversation. But I'm hoping that persons with the powers that be, as the vice chairperson said, could recognize this as an issue and try to tackle it as soon as possible so that another person would not lose their life. For me, though, I think of the family.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a single mother of 5 children, and this young girl that is still in critical condition, I believe her name is Janet. She's still not aware that her mother has passed away.
That's so heartbreaking, eh?
I don't know how I would even begin to process that, how I would even begin to break that news to Janet. I understand that she is very much traumatized. I believe they did say that she's waking up and she's crying and screaming and she
reliving the trauma, basically.
Yeah, it's devastating, and she still does not know yet that her mother has passed away. I also have to commend persons who have come forward, organizations as well, that have come forward to try to give as much support to this family as possible. I understand that the mother was trying to get her finances together to prepare her children for back to school, and so this will be a reality that the family will still have to go through. So please, if you are moved by this story and you do want to support the family, try to find a way to do that.
But again, it's a lot. This is as a result of a lack of proper foresight. Without taking blame from the driver who, based on our understanding, was distracted somewhere, somehow, and veered onto the wrong side of the road and had to veer farther off the road to prevent a collision. Right now, there's ongoing road works in that community, and there is a need for this sort of foresight in those works. Widen the shoulders, build a sidewalk, not only in this community, but in villages and communities across the country, because schools are going to reopen in a short minute. And I'm blown away by the fact that fortunately these sort of incidents are not frequent in this community. Thank God. But this is a glaring example of how this situation could turn into tragedy real quickly, leaving 5 children of a single family home without their provider, their mother, and now the dynamic of the family changes because it's the immediate relatives that now has to take on caring for these children, the financial burden of ensuring that these children have a bright future. Like you said, funds are being raised, and so we have to talk about it. We have to talk about it more so that we could save lives. Road safety is a huge thing in Belize, and this is a conversation worth having.
All right. Well, on a little bit of a lighter note, we do want to highlight what we think is an inspiring piece of news coming online, at least. If you are living here in the Old Capital, you would have known that there's a new supermarket on the block, on Mahogany Street to be specific, and that store is called Mahogany Supermarket. Now, I think what is making this story in particular go viral is the face behind perhaps the business itself. This person is a Belizean man, and he has sort of documented this journey in business ownership and entrepreneurship leading to the establishing of his supermarket, as you are seeing there on screen. And so it's a very exciting time. I am really, really proud to see how many people are banding together and supporting him and saying this is a supermarket that we need to go and support. To show our support for Belizean-owned businesses. Yeah,
so his name is Wallace Usher, I believe. And I think what makes this newsworthy or discussion-worthy is the fact that the supermarket industry, if you would, or realm, is saturated by Asian nationals, right? That's what we know. The corner stores, the supermarkets popping up in our communities are primarily run by Asian nationals, and we don't have an issue with it. we, however, at times feel as if that there is a bridge that's non-existent between the individual and owning a supermarket, entering this supermarket sphere. And what this young black Belizean, because that's also being celebrated, the fact that he's young, that he's black, and that he's a Belizean, what he has shown and what he has proven through this vision is that a bridge can be built to this industry where young Belizeans can own a slice of the pie in the supermarket sector, in the supermarket industry, in that sphere. And so it's a discussion worth having to say kudos to him for venturing out. I'm sure it's going to be challenging. Like any other business, there's ebbs and flows, there's up and down. But right now we're in the honeymoon phase and we're all excited for him. I'm excited for him. I know a lot of people on social media are excited for him. What this business will need is the support. Is the support of Belizeans like myself and yourself, just the support of his community and the city at large to ensure that he stays up and running, that he is viable long into the future, and so that 10, 15, 20, 50 years from now, we can continue to talk about, at least based on my understanding, my knowledge, the first Belizean-owned supermarket, because we have a lot of shops. You know, you have black Belizean owners own little corner shops, but to this magnitude, I think it's quite impressive. And there may be more Belizeans out there that own supermarkets that we don't know about, but this one is being heavily publicized and for all the right reasons. So congratulations to him and for opening this door for us to see that it is possible, it is doable. He has a soft launch this weekend, I believe, and then later on in the month they'll do an official opening. And I like the branding as well.
Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah, somebody said that they mistook it for the UDP headquarters initially, and then they had to take back a second take and oh, it's not the UDP headquarters.
You know what? I just love Belizean humor.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. I love that you also highlighted it's the honeymoon phase of this venture. Please, Belizeans, let's support him beyond the honeymoon phase, because I expect for him to get that support in the initial opening. You know, Belizean, we like new things. But please, beyond that, let's go and support. Let's make that our shopping center that we go and get our groceries, right? 15th, and he open for 15th payday. What are we going to go get for we groceries this weekend?
Just ease off on the credit and our payo.
Let's not credit.
Yeah, when payday come again, ease off on it.
Yeah, we're not doing that from Mahogany Supermarket. We know the credit the Mahogany Supermarket. We the pay,
cash,
okay?
Card,
cash or
everything.
Card only. Alrighty. Well, we do got to remind you that tonight is KTV The Remix and it's soundtrack night. I know that a lot of people, as I mentioned, kind of get confused when they hear that as well, you can't necessarily call it a genre. It's just one of the picks that you can choose from. But I remember last year, soundtrack night being a really big deal because that's where we saw Chelsea Castro, the winner of last year's KTV The Remix, really shine with her Little Mermaid performance. Since she's won and she's come back and shared what that experience has been like since winning, she shared that she's since even been performing that very same song. So I'm really excited about it. I'm hoping that we're going to hear some maybe Disney soundtracks, some soundtracks that are also not Disney too. Please, there are more soundtracks other than Disney songs. But it's going to be a fun night. I know I saw people purchasing tickets as early as yesterday. So it's going to be cool.
One of the things I'm looking forward to, as I did last week, but it caught me by surprise because I kind of forgot the format of the show, is a battle round.
Oh, yes.
Right? So when the battle round came on last week, I was like, oh yes, this is how the battle round works. I don't know, I thought that all the contestants would battle each other at the end of the show.
No.
But it is in fact the bottom two, right, in terms of votes. Not in terms of talent, because you could be the most talented and you could end up in the bottom two, which is fair because it's the format of the show. It's based on votes. What we say every week, the judges have their say, but you have your way, right? So it's all about votes. And so I'm interested in seeing which two contestants will be in the bottom two this week. And I dare say we have right now our remaining contestants are super talented, right? So anybody that makes it to the bottom two
should be nervous.
It's going to be a battle of life and death for them because you have to come good, right? Tim last week, as he has admitted on several occasions that he can't sing.
He's not the strongest singer.
Okay, so yes, so let me be nice, right? He's not the strongest singer. He's even said that he's the weakest among them.
Okay.
So there was a bit of expectation as to how the battle round last week would have turned out. But kudos to Tim for doing an amazing job and still showing up and showing out. But this time around, I think that any of the contestants that's made the bottom two, they'll have to fight really hard to stay in the game. And I like that this battle round makes it a bit more, even in terms of the judges' input, because whereas the voters decide who make it to the bottom two by not voting enough for their contestant, the judges then gets to decide who gets to stay or who gets to go based on the talent and the performance for that individual song.
I think it's going to be really, really interesting to see.
Right?
We are winding down, and that's where I was headed to. It's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the show progresses. I oftentimes, enjoy watching this portion of the show live and in person because you really see the passion come out. Everyone's fighting to stay in the competition. You're so close to that $10,000. And so I know that all of the contestants at this juncture, they're working extremely hard to maintain in the competition and, as you mentioned, not be in the bottom two. I think we're seeing the cream of the crop here. These are the best singers left amongst the entire group that started. And so anyone that has to battle would be feeling extremely nervous. Imagine you come so far, you're so close to being in the finals, and now you have to determine if you're going to stay in by one performance for the night.
So this week is 5. It's going to go down to 4. It's going to be 4 performers this week. And next week we're going to have our top 3.
And it's also originals night.
Next week is going to be originals. They're going to perform their original songs because it's the top 3 and that's where we are. And then I think it's one more show after that where we determine the winner of it. I may be mistaken. The producer will correct me at any point. But we're winding down.
Yes.
We literally have only a few more shows to go, and Belizeans have been enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to miss it because it's a long break until next year again. But we've been having sold out shows, I think, for the last few
Have you gone
nights.
to any one of them live yet?
I have not. I
you planning to go to
reserve my visit to like the night of the original.
Same. I normally go for the last one.
Right. So I may go next week and then for the final show. But I want to definitely be there for more of the competitive aspect than the final show. It's not really a competition. It's just about performances and deciding who the winners will be. So yeah. It's going to be exciting.
I think it's been a really fun season. I love seeing the engagement online. I love hearing the opinions from persons based on who they're riding with, who they're supporting. I have to say huge kudos to Smart also for being with us. Their jingle for this year's KTV, the remix, was also really cool as well. I also enjoyed the element that was added where we're encouraging persons to post videos of themselves watching KTV, the remix, and being included in it as well, being highlighted. And so I have to say kudos to everyone who has been behind the scenes working Of course, though, when we do wind things down and determine who that winner is, that person will be a smart ambassador, will be a smart music ambassador. So that's also really cool. I know for them, it's a great opportunity. Smart has really been doing a wonderful job in promoting the work that they're doing, not only with all the devices, but also collaborating with other parts of the community as well. And so music is one of them that they also value. So it's going to be a really great season in general, and I have to say kudos to everyone. Congratulations to all the contestants that have made it this far. All right. Well, Paul, we do gotta wrap things up and jump into our weather update. But before we do that, we do want to remind you that we have a poll question online, and the question this morning is: should Belize be preparing to diversify the job market if BPOs become no longer available? Again, that question is: should Belize be preparing to diversify the job market if BPOs become no longer available? And that poll is on our Facebook page. Let's jump into our Eye on the Weather, courtesy the folks from the National Meteorological Service.
All right, so we're live with today's forecast, and according to our friends from the National Meteorological Service of Belize, we're going to have cloudy spells today with a few showers and isolated thunderstorms over the south, then spreading over most areas, especially over northern and central locations. In terms of today's temperatures, along the coast is going to be 87 degrees Fahrenheit on the higher end and 82 degrees Fahrenheit on the lower end. Inland, we're looking at 93 Fahrenheit on the higher end and 75 on the lower end. And then in the hills, 82 degrees Fahrenheit on the higher end and all the way down to 68 degrees Fahrenheit on the lower end. In terms of our extended forecast, along the coast, 82 degrees. Up in the hills, inland, 84 degrees. For Thursday, along the coast, things tick up a bit, 87 degrees, and then inland in the hills, it really goes up to 93 degrees. And then on Friday, along the coast, it's 88 degrees, so the temperature increases even further. And then inland, 94 degrees. And then Saturday, it kind of tapers off to that same average, 87 degrees along the coast and 93 degrees inland. So that's for you to prepare for the weekend. Our astronomical forecast: the sun rose this morning at 5:34 a.m. and it's going to set at 6:20 p.m. In terms of moonrise, the moon is going to rise at 8:51 p.m. and it's going to set at 8:36 a.m. And now for our marine conditions. The sea state today is going to be choppy. The winds is going to be blowing from east to northeast at 10 to 20 knots. Let's look at our tides. Today's high is at 5:56 a.m. and then the low tide is going to be at 12 p.m. That's midday. And then another high at 6:26 p.m. and then tomorrow's low at 12:23 a.m. Early morning low right after midday. And that does it for our Eye on the Weather, brought to you by the folks at the National Meteorological Service of Belize. Thank you, Sabrina. Back to you.
All right, Paul, thank you for that. Moving things along, we do have to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, the conversation switches into adapting resilient climate change for a greener future.
Presenta Kings en concierto.
Sabes a chocolate.
Este 30 de agosto en el Estadio del Pueblo, Orange World Belice, los Cumbia Kings en vivo.
No tengo dinero ni nada que dar.
No te pierdas el concierto del año que te hará bailar como nunca. General 150, VIP 200 y Platino $350. Boletos a la venta en la aplicación QuiPass, disponible en Android y iPhone. También con Orindrag con cuellos, Shell One Stop, María's Café, Lifestyle Beauty Salon y WSK Call Center al 611-3677. Amor Turquesa, Boutique Belmopá. Gracias al patrocinio de
BTV, Mechas, Cuellos, Lock and Loaded, Mark Production, Quick Pass, Lighthouse,
Instituto Nacional de Cultura e Historia y Smart Belice.
Don't miss the ultimate singing showdown. It's KTV The Remix, Season 7, every Tuesday night at 8, live from the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. One stage, one voice, one chance to win $10,000. Get your tickets for just $5 at GBM Studios in Coney Drive or 88 Shopping Center on Central American Boulevard. It's music, talent, and entertainment for the whole family. Don't miss it. KTV The Remix Season 7. Tune in, turn up, and sing along every Tuesday night at 8. Only on Greater Belize Media.
This is where ambition and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Caribe in San Pedro. This is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025, Bridging Markets, Building Resilience. September 3rd to 5th, Sunset Caribe, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned. This is our first conversation for this morning. It's an important topic, climate change, and we have folks from the National Climate Change Office joining us to talk about climate change, the Climate Week 2025, but more so about the important work they're doing to ensure secure our future here in Belize. And so we have joining us on set Ms. Edalmi Pinello, who's the Chief Climate Change Officer over at NCCO, as well as Sumit Bentacourt, who's Deputy Chief Climate Change Officer, Ms. Camille Salazar, who's Monitoring, Reporting, and Verification Officer, as well as Mr. Christopher Tapia, Climate Finance Officer. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure having you all. Full house this morning.
Yes.
I'm sure everybody plays an important role over there at the office. Let's start with you, Chief. Speak a bit, if you would, about what you all do over there at the National Climate Change Office and your mandate. Why is your work important?
So good morning again, and thank you for having us.
Of course.
So let me backtrack when it comes to why the office was created. In 2012, we had the country has faced intensified hurricanes, unpredictable rainfalls, and also unpredictable floods. So the government of Belize decided to have a temporary office which was created, and that was called the National Climate Change Office. But in 2015, the climate crisis intensified, hence the reason the cabinet decided to adopt a national climate change policy and action plan, which is our framework in guidance with any climate change related issues. When it comes to our mandate, we got three principles. Our three principles is communicate, coordinate, and mainstream any climate change related. So we are also the UNFCCC, the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change focal point, which is we are responsible to develop and report international documents. For example, the National Determined Contribution, or Biennial Transparency Report, and also our greenhouse gas inventory documents. So we are in charge to collect data, also to coordinate with ministries. So our work also entails to have that discussion with key stakeholders, which we have 5 of them, that my colleague will also reflect on when it comes to our main submission for this year was the National Determined Contribution 3.0. So that's the overall mandate that we host.
When you speak about mainstreaming, speak a bit about how you all do that to ensure that the involvement in tackling this issue is across sectors or widespread.
So it's not just across sectors, and it's also with our private communities. We have a layer when it comes to the different stakeholders. It comes from having the sectoral approach and also the private sector approach, because climate change is for all. We have to tackle it as a holistic approach, and that also includes our communities, which includes our indigenous communities as well.
Let me just follow up quickly, because climate change has become such a buzzword that oftentimes those who are heavily critical of the term or of the issue at large describes it as a pie in the sky issue, as individuals who are sounding the alarm about the sky is falling, when according to the critics that's not the case. How do you tackle that narrative or counter that narrative, if you would?
So I think the way that we have take the approach is our data collection. That reflects a lot on how our temperature has changed drastically from the 90s to the 20s. So one of the main things that we have here is that without data, how can we echo and voice our own concerns internationally and nationally? And the way that we have been doing it is also educating our children and our youths.
So the data is showing the facts.
Yes, facts.
And the facts are that this is real.
This is real.
Yeah.
Climate change is here. We have inherited, even though we are not emitters, but we need to adapt to it.
Yeah.
I want to echo what Paul was mentioning about climate change being a buzzword. I remember when Belize initially started making its presence at these conferences, it was kind of like, what are we doing there? You know, it wasn't really seen as something serious, and now it's like, it's difficult to not mention climate change when there's any type of natural disasters. You spoke about the collaboration with other entities and even the private sector. I want to talk about how the data collection is streamlined into these other agencies, like the National Meteorological Service, the Hydrology Unit, and how it all coincides and sends this bigger picture to provide support to Belize as a country and, of course, a people.
So when it comes to having that collaboration with our government partners, we have worked very closely. Without their collaborations, I think we'll not be having no international documents prepared. And also because I feel that it's a holistic approach, meaning that without them and without our expertise, we can move forward tackling climate change or tackling climate crisis.
All right, let's bring Mr. Summit into the conversation. Share a bit about the work you do and your input into this conversation.
Yeah, certainly, Paul. You know, and the Chief mentioned a critical piece of policy that Belize has, our National Determined Contribution, and this is really Belize's action plan that outlines and says, hey, this is how Belize is addressing climate change and climate change impacts. And as you rightfully said, I mean, it's a whole of system approach, and that's what this action plan is about. So it outlines specific targets, and action, mitigation action, so saying this is how we plan to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions, but it also outlines adaptation actions where we're receiving impacts from climate change now, increased droughts, increased severity and intensity of storms. So we also have to adapt to these impacts. So what are we doing? Improving infrastructure, utilizing nature-based actions, coastline retention, utilizing mangroves. So the NDC is really a whole-of-system approach. We have targets within the energy sector, for instance. So what are we going to do? Transitioning to more renewable energy. You saw recently the major renewable project that's being funded, increasing our solar power sources. Similarly, in the agriculture sector, how are we addressing more intense droughts and more frequent droughts, so utilizing climate-smart agriculture practices? Similarly, in the waste sector, how are we managing our waste? We're seeing that that's becoming more and more of a big issue. So improving our infrastructure for that as well. So our NDC really outlines Belize's 5 to 10 year approach as to how we are going to address these issues in that term, but it also comes with a cost, right? And that cost, I think we're estimating at about $1.5 to $1.8 billion. So where is that coming from?
Yes.
Right. The chief mentioned that Belize isn't a contributor to climate change, but we receive some of the most significant impacts. So where does this finance come from? This is where we depend on external support, whether it be financial support, capacity building, technology transfer, or technical support. Right, and while we're doing things nationally from our resources, we also depend on grants, highly concessional loans, and bilateral partnerships. So this NDC is really Belize's response to these challenges, and what Climate Week wants to do is sensitize the public about this, invite the key stakeholders that are getting the work done. As the chief mentions, we're collaborating with ministries, non-government organizations, civil society, and communities, So this NDC will really, through implementation, drive real impact on the ground. And that's what we want to highlight.
I think that's important because what you've highlighted there is the fact that this policy speaks to sectors across the country. And I'm wondering how well these sectors have received this policy and the plans outlined within these policies. And I understand Climate Week is a part of the sensitization process. However, are we seeing an uptick in these different sectors taking on these approaches and these adaptation approaches to the way they do their work and the way they move forward? They're moving forward,
especially when it can come as a cost to them.
No, certainly, and I like that you brought that up, because it's actually not a top-down approach but a bottom-up approach. So when we interact with the sectors, they tell us what it is that they're doing and what they need to do and the impacts that they're feeling and what appropriate targets and actions are necessary from their end. So this NDC really is about ownership as well, right? If you have your stakeholder owning these targets and actions, then it easier translates to implementation and greater impact. So we work, as the chief mentioned, collaboratively with other ministries who inform us and the key stakeholders, communities, the NGOs and others within each of the sectors tell us, like, look, these are the impacts, these are some of the things that we need, and based on that we work together to really establish these targets, because we want it to be something that's achievable and implementable. So it's really a bottom-up approach and not the other way around. So that's really how we work along with our key people.
Well, we know Climate Change Week is one of the bigger initiatives that we look forward to have the public be sensitized. And I don't think there's ever enough of a conversation to have about climate change and its impacts. We have Camille here with us to talk about what that initiative will look like this year. Let's talk about that.
Sure. So first of all, I'd like to mention that this is the 4th time that we're doing it. It's the biggest. It will be held in Belize City on August 25th to the 29th at the Caribbean Motors showroom. It'll be set up around with a fair style with different booths, and we're collaborating with many entities. So we have different organizations joining us. They'll be having booths there. We'll start off with an official opening ceremony, and we're delighted to share that we'll have the Prime Minister there to open the event for us. And I think one of the other important things to mention about this event, and even the past ones that we've done, is that we make it a point to involve everyone, especially the youths. And so we'll have them engaged. Actually, right now we have like an 501 Academy happening, and I think yesterday actually they were at the office, and we have a painting in our office from the previous climate week, and many of the youths had signed it, and I overheard them looking at it, and some of them are the same youths that had been involved, and some of them recognized some of their other friends that were involved. So I think that was a really great thing to hear, and to hear them be excited about this event. So we'll have them there, and we're trying our best to keep it as interactive as possible, to keep them involved in the process. We'll have a climate change trivia as well for the youths on the first day, and then each day breaks off into a different theme related to adaptation and resilience. So we'll have the forest sector, the agriculture, energy and biodiversity, and then even how we get the involvement of vulnerable groups in the policy making that we do and the decision making that we do. So we'll have indigenous groups, women, and the voices of youth involved as well. And we're also inviting eco vendors, so we'll have booths from different organizations that are implementing different actions, but we're opening it up to vendors that may want to. We have a lot of local businesses here in Belize, so we're opening up to them. If they want to join and have a booth, they're able to sign up, and it's actually for free as well, and we'll have them there. So that's basically the first 4 days of the event. It's open to the public, so feel free to stop by. And then all of this it closes off on that 4th day, and then we have a climate finance forum that's happening on day 5, which I'll ask Mr. Tapia to speak on a bit.
Yes, because when we're talking climate finance, or when we're talking climate change, it does come with talks of finance. So let's discuss the forum that's about to take place.
For sure, no problem. And just to add a little bit of context, between 2015 and 2019, most of our climate financing came from loans. It was over 50% of loans for climate financing. And you know, as a small island developing state, that's very unsustainable that we're getting these loans at a very high percentage rate, loan rate, interest rate. And so the government found it necessary that we need to shift gears. And so one way of doing that was we established a climate finance unit, which I'm a part of, to try to access these concessional loans, these grants. And so while the NCCO works on a strategy and policy of what we need to do to reach our goals, we at the Climate Finance Unit, we try to find those financing to make those goals become reality. And so working together collaboratively, we work together very closely on the Climate Finance Forum, which will be able to bring together multiple stakeholders internationally, which is our development partners, our diplomatic missions, and even our local entities here, whether it's civil society organizations, sectors that are involved, like, for example, the sugar industry, the agriculture industry, the transport and energy industry, to come together, and so we can have this discussion on what we need to do, how to access these financings, and how we can build the capacity to make sure that, you know, everyone involved can follow these can follow the trajectory that we need, because we need to align our climate change priorities with the financing that we need.
You know, how much that's a big question, but how much financing is available out there to tackle these issues, and how much of accessing these finances is about visibility, making yourself visible, and having an action plan to present as well?
Yes, for sure, and that's why the NDCs that the NCCO works on very close, very well with different partners in the NDC partnership, that they create the strategy. As well, we have our own medium-term strategy plan in our Ministry of Economic Transformation. And so, like you mentioned very well, is that we need to have that visibility, and so this comes with, you know, us going to the COPs, attending these international forums, that, you know, we need to put Belize on the spotlight, because yes, we need a lot of financing For example, I think one of our gap assessment was that I think Belize needs $1.6 billion to meet its target. And so it's a lot of money. So we need to be out there. We need to continue showing ourselves and continue to asking for more of these financing, especially when it comes to grants and concessional loans, because that's the only way that we can do it sustainably.
So who attends a forum like the one that would be taking place on the Friday?
So those, it's going to be ministries. It's going to be, like I mentioned, the development partners. So we have the Green Climate Fund. We have the World Bank Group, CABE. We also have, like I mentioned, the sugar industry. And as well, we have, I think we just recently got confirmation that I think the Maya Leaders Association will be attending as well. So it's not only about, business as well, but NGOs and different people that can come together and try to move Belize further with its goals.
Isn't it a bit ironic, though, that we have to go out and technically seek finances, in some cases beg for money to address an issue
that we didn't cause?
That we didn't necessarily cause or
create
or put on ourselves. I think there's a bit of irony there that we have to do that and take on these financial burdens as a result, wouldn't you say, Chief?
And sometimes beg from the same countries that are emitting it.
Yes, for me, I think I take it a different approach.
Tell
I
me.
think it's our responsibility as a country, as an individual, to also fight for our needs. And it's critical for us to fight it now, because climate change is here. It's not in the future like we tend to predict. We feel it every day. So as an office, it's our responsibility also to assist when it comes to the implementation phase. Because yes, we have submitted a document, and yes, we have target and actions, but I think the critical point is to implement it. So for us right now as the office, we are also preparing our implementation plan for the NDC to also estimate when it comes to the different sectors activities, how much it will cost. And also that will guide the climate finance unit on which areas we need to focus more when it comes to accessing funding, and also to reduce loans, because that's what we are
of course
moving away from.
How do you decide which area is priority to invest in at this point, and then another area later on, another sector later on? Is there a decision-making
So
process?
I think
that goes
we,
in there?
when it comes to what are the top priorities, we align ourselves with Plan Belize, and we can also see that we have this similarity top priorities, which are energy, agriculture. So it's just a way how to do it and to estimate the time, because we have our NDCs, which is 5 years and 10 years. So one of the top priorities I can see from the Plan Belize is energy, which is with solar panels, wind, and also with the transition to e-vehicles.
What happens when 2030 comes and we're still not able to be or meet some of these targets that was initially outlined in the Sustainable Development Goals?
Be hopeful, Sabrina.
I mean, we're 5 years away, and we're trying to get to $1.6 billion.
So one of the things that we learned from our NDC 2.0 is that we will not make consultants build it. So it was a really homemade, real approach, very ambitious, as we can see, because it's a combination from what we didn't meet in our NDC 2.0 with the combination from updating the NDC 3.0. And yes, we have a challenge when it comes to financial support, but let me state that the government has made many initiatives when it comes to different targets that are not really, it's really hosted by our ministers itself, that they say we need to make this a list, I can see, towards our target. So when it comes to having that set and having the different support, it's very different than before. We are not working in silos this time. We are working within the ministries, and we have a goal. So I feel that once we have this and we plan year by year, and that's why it's very critical for us to have the implementation plan ready, and we will have it ready by November.
Excellent. All right, so Climate Week set for August 25th to the 28th.
29th.
The 29th. And those who attend can engage you all and continue these types of discussions, correct? And I must commend the office for having what appears to be a very young and dynamic professional team. It seems as if you're building this initiative on young people as well, young professionals.
We have to, I think that's one of our main missions within the ministries, that we realize that once we prepare our future, which is our youths and our children, we will be good. Even though we have this issue having now and the future, but once we have it coordinated and established. So I think it's key. And before we turn off, to our next segment, I want to say, without the support from our sponsors, which is key, without them as well, we can have a 4th Climate Week.
Yes.
All right. Well, before we take a break, we do want to include you guys in our motivational quote or motivational moment this morning. And that quote goes like this: "Setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into visible." And that comes from Tony Robbins. Quite an interesting one.
Yes.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us, and we wish you guys all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We take a quick break now, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, the conversation switches into shopping smart with Fultec's Back to School sale.
Easy. Accessible. Safe. Yours. Digi Wallet. Easy, accessible, safe, yours.
We at Fultec Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fultec Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy 8. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fultec Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
Don't miss the ultimate singing showdown. It's KTV The Remix Season 7 every Tuesday night at 8, live from the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. One stage, one voice, one chance to win $10,000. Get your tickets for just $5 at GBM Studios in Coney Drive or 88 Shopping Center on Central American Boulevard. It's music, talent, and entertainment for the whole family. Don't miss it. KTV The Remix Season 7. Tune in, turn up, and sing along every Tuesday night at 8. Only on Greater Belize Media.
This is the new era of the Mexican Caribbean. A whole spectrum of colors and hues, multi-dimensional cuisine, holographic beaches. The true new era is within you.
Don't miss the ultimate singing showdown. It's KTV The Remix Season 7 every Tuesday night at 8, live from the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. One stage, one voice, one chance to win $10,000. Get your tickets for just $5 at GBM Studios in Coney Drive or 88 Shopping Center on Central American Boulevard. It's music, talent, and entertainment for the whole family. Don't miss it. KTV The Remix Season 7. Tune in, turn up, and sing along every Tuesday night at 8. Only on Greater Belize Media.
My name is Leomar Langzert and I'm a teacher and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch. What I enjoy is the safety features that the app offers. I have a sense of not having to worry or be concerned about somebody finding my password and username to sign in the application because of the use of the one-time password. And another feature that I love, that I use the most, is how the app synchronizes with my fingerprint on my device. I enjoy the rapid and easy, seamless process to apply for loans through the Belize Bank, and I don't have to be having too much back and forth to visit or take time to visit the bank. They also start to offer the online applications through the app for loan applications, which I believe is very neat. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank to other teachers because one of all the features and advantages that the app offer. With these online that Belize Bank offered is basically everything that you can do in the palm of your hand. So I would definitely recommend the bank to other teachers.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. This is our second conversation this morning, and it's all about shopping smart with Fultec's Back to School sale. We are joined this morning by our friends from Fultec, Hector Molina. He's the Senior Marketing and Communications Executive. Also with us is Janelle Flowers, Marketing Representative, both coming from Fultec. Guys, good morning and welcome back.
Good morning, and thank you for having us here.
It's
Always a
pleasure.
good morning
Yes.
when we have you guys here. We know.
And I called it.
Yeah,
I
it's
said
gonna
they
be
would
some
bring
show
some.
and tell.
Yes, I call it, and here we are.
And there's some really cool stuff on display already. It's back to school, and we know that we tend to shop at Fultec when we're looking for those devices to prepare ourselves for back to school, or even if you're a teacher, if you need some devices for the job as well. You come from a teaching household.
Oh, okay. I just check why you think
Oh,
that way.
don't. Anyways, so this morning we're here to talk just about that, but also still relating to school, some of the ways that Fultec has also been doing their corporate duties and giving back as well. Hector, let's begin with that.
Yes, so thank you for that. We believe in the power of the community and always giving back to our community when it comes to different initiatives, and especially, for example, we in July celebrated 33 years. We normally select some type of initiative to give back to the community, and this year we did vote. You know, we had staff give suggestions of what we can do and how we can help, and we all decided on the Liberté Children's Home, which is in Ladyville. And once that was decided already, we went over and we met with Miss Agata, who's the director there, and we, wanted to have a better idea of what they needed. And during the conversation, we understood that they needed financial help, and as well they needed technology equipment for the kids that reside there, right? Because it's a haven for kids that are neglected, abused, orphaned, and they are limited when it comes to technology. And majority of the kids that are over there were high school kids. And I understand that they had one laptop to get schoolwork done, and I mean like 20 odd kids, 20 odd kids to share.
Imagine homework time.
Right. Correct. So so that was one of the things that stood out to us. So we decided that for July, every invoice generated would provide $1 towards the cause, right? Wow. But besides that, we would also donate 4 systems, fully equipped, monitors, desktop, UPS, everything, and as well a printer so that they can get their schoolwork done. And that is something that we should be announcing very soon when that is ready and on what's not, because we're waiting for some of the systems to come in and as well do the installation and all of that to do the announcement, right?
That's so persons who shopped at Fultec in July, they were able to also do their part in contributing to the children's home as well. Have we been able to find out how much money was raised based on?
No, I haven't. I don't have the numbers with me right now, but we did a significant amount. Again, thanks to the support that we always get from our customers. But again, it's not just about the monetary giving back, but also equipping the kids with the tools. Because again, technology right now is not something like a commodity. It's actually necessary.
Yeah.
It's essential for school, and you know, that's why we're here too as well, to share some of the tools that we have and some of the equipment that we have that we can help you know, teachers, students to get ready for back to school, and either that be a printer so you can print your schoolwork, the laptop to actually do some of this school works, right? We have everything, and as well as at a reasonable price, which
All right.
I think
Well, let's
Janelle
get Janelle in the conversation, girl. What do we have here on display this morning?
Yes, so as Hector mentioned, Fultec has you covered when it comes to back to school, whether it's laptops, printers, ink supplies, accessories. We have it all and at an affordable price. Today we have our student printer.
That's the one here on the table?
Yes.
What's the difference between a student printer and a regular printer?
What makes it a student printer? What makes this one a student printer?
So what makes a student printer is low printing. Students don't really print that much.
Yeah.
And they're very affordable because, like, for example, this unit is for $169, I believe.
No, $165 actually.
$165, sorry.
Yes.
And it's 1 year warranty. It's
Yes.
1 year warranty, and it
Okay.
gives the students the basic needs: print, scan, copy, wireless. You're able to connect your cell phone and print from it. Now, when
Really?
it comes to the teacher's printer, you know, teachers do a lot more printing,
Yeah.
and because they do a lot more printing, they are more concerned about the cost of printing, and that's where the EcoTank printers come in, which use the ink bottles. And yes, they're upfront at a higher cost, because, for example, this one is for $4.99 on special. However, you can get like 4,500 pages in black and white, 7,500 pages in color
Wow.
before you need to replace
For
the
$4.99.
for $4.99.
I mean, I don't know about you, Paul, but if you really want to score some husband points, I would so get this for my wife if I were you.
And both of them come with starter inks.
Okay.
Well, the HP comes with starter inks, and the Epson comes with the starter ink bottles. Yes.
Okay.
So you don't have to buy ink right away for the
Right.
Epson.
So you pay that $4.99 and you get ink as well.
Yeah, you're done ready for
Right.
print. And
How much is the cost of the ink, though?
the bottles are about $23 per bottle,
Oh, that's
and
not
so and you don't have to. Unlike cartridges, by the way, the ink tank printers, they have bottles per color. So, like, for example, one for black, one for cyan, one for magenta, one for yellow. And if you just need yellow, you just purchase yellow. Versus the cartridges, they normally have like a 3-in-1.
Right.
So one cartridge contains all 3 colors. So majority of the time, if one of those colors are low, then it technically picks up as low in yeah.
So yeah, I'm interested in understanding more about how the ink system works for the Epson. Like I understand it's different in terms of individual colors. Is it like the same type of ink?
No.
That's
One
used? Is a
cartridge,
different
and one
type of
uses
ink?
bottles. One you need to pour it in, and the other one is an actual cartridge.
They pour it into a bottle.
No, they are ink bottles that you
they have
pour
a
into
like
the
little
printer.
slots that you can pour the ink into.
It has like a tank system that you load up, and again, because it's a teacher printer and it's something that you need to print more, it's more heavy duty. Like, for example, the smaller ones, like the student ones, we recommend 100 pages per month to be your benchmark to ensure that the printer can last a significant time, and you don't have to have that paper drop, because sometimes that means you're straining the printer to do more than what it's capable of doing.
Yeah, versus that one we
Can handle up
hundreds.
to a pack, correct, could do a pack, 2 packs of paper,
It's
and you
much
know
durable.
that, correct, and you're not necessarily damaging the unit, because there's a difference between being able to do it and getting forced to do it, right?
Yeah, teachers, they have a lot to print, and especially when they're decorating their classes, one of the approaches I see teachers take is they do their designs on their laptops, and then they print it off from these same printers, and then they laminate them and then put them in their
And we do
classroom.
sell the photo papers to print along with these.
Photo paper.
Yeah,
Right.
if you want photo paper,
And then we do servicing for our
all the printers do as
Yes.
well.
What's the warranty on the Epson?
So all the both printers are 1 year warranty.
Okay.
But like Janelle mentioned as well, we do offer servicing for especially the Epson printers, that after a while you need to do some type of servicing, because we look at printers as just we're gonna put it there and it's going to work forever. But it needs some type of servicing, like your vehicle, right? You need to do some type of maintenance work on it. But beyond the printer, we also
do have a laptop.
we have the laptop bundles that we're doing for the downtown sale, because we'll be at the downtown sale this Saturday here. So if they visit our booth, they're going to get freebies. By the way, we're going to have some merch to give away with the bundle. So you're already getting a deal. We're already having certain packages, but you're still able to get a little freebie from us. And as well, we're going to have hourly raffles. So you just visit the booth, you make your little purchase, you scan the QR code, and you put your name, your phone number, so we could contact you afterwards, because we're going to put it on a spin wheel and do it. And every hour, we're going to pick a winner to win something off the prize wheel that we're going to have out there.
So what's the deal on the laptops or the package with the laptops?
Okay, so this Lenovo package it starts at $9.99. You get the laptop, and if the briefcase are free, the wireless mouse, and the mouse pad. And although we were not a part of the non-GST list, we are offering 15% off. And you get freebies, so you get more.
That's this weekend.
Yeah,
right?
that's this weekend.
Right.
Yeah,
and it will be in stores as well, Belmont and Belize City.
Yeah.
Do we find that around this time of the year, a lot of people tend to go and try to purchase laptops for back to school, and even for businesses as well? What are the prices ranging for laptops in this day and age? I know a lot of high schoolers, that's even a part of their book list.
Yeah, well, if you want something that, like, personally, like, whenever we have customers in the store, I always recommend you get something with 8 gigs RAM as a minimum, right? You can get more affordable laptops out there, but the specification itself, what is inside the computer, is very important. Especially since nowadays we do a lot of different things, like, for example, Microsoft Teams, we do Google Meet. Something with 8 gig RAM would allow you to handle that type of workload versus getting something with 4 gigs RAM, which definitely is going to be under that $999 price range, but it's not going to perform. So you either want something affordable, or you want something that's affordable but can perform a bit better, so you just have to spend a little bit more, because that is around the starting price. $999, we sometimes get maybe around $800, but preferably you always have to look at your specifications, like this one here, 8 gigs of RAM. So high schools in Belize, a basic tertiary level, you know that you have a system that is reliable, and as well the processor, which is the brain. You want to ensure that it has 4 cores or more, so it's able to multitask and you're able to do more, and again not experience that lagginess or freeze. And I mean, because it's a computer experience, right? You want to be happy whenever you open your laptop. I don't know about you, but I like touch my laptop and heat comes on, I touch an app and that opens right away. Versus have to wait and move something and make him load. So these are already equipped, and we have different options. We brought the Lenovo here, but we have 4 different packages that we'll have in brands HP, Dell, that Janelle could probably share a little bit more.
Well, please ensure to look out on our Facebook page. We will be posting more of the bundles this week, and other little surprises that will be out at the downtown sale, like smart cameras and
All right. Well, it sounds like you guys are going to be having a busy back to school shopping time. We do encourage you guys to visit all the outlets where Fultec is available, and definitely catch them at the downtown sale. I know that you can get a lot of other goodies on the side, as well as meeting the friendly face from the team over at Fultec. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we wish you guys all the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you.
All right, when we come back, the conversation switches into meeting the beauty and heritage behind Miss African Queen. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Oh man, one more stroll and my data is done.
forget anything about running out. Smart just dropped a more powerful plan that now includes social media data, so you can scroll till your fingers cramp.
Enjoy free social media data now included in our Flex Choice and Select postpaid plans.
Visit any Smart showroom to sign up today because connectivity just got even better. Smart, bringing people together.
Alright, when the one fun day on, the window open and the light may turn off. It look like you listen to me, Jamie.
Not only that, I even get a new coffee mug where keep my coffee hot all day.
I'm impressed. You don't look like you're so hard, yes?
Better than that, BL can change my meter to one of their new smart meter, they call it the AMI.
Oh, I hear about it on TV for BL. How do you know?
Yes, man, it don't reach the man better to change it right now. Let's go check it out.
Hey guys, I'm almost done here.
So that when you are reach my area,
we're upgrading meters across Belize, house by house, business by business. Always look out for BL logo, uniforms, and IDs. BL will make you know when we're in the area. The EMI meter rollout is a part of BL strategy to modernize our energy services.
You don't need to come in at my house, right?
Come in at your house, boss, only if you got something good for you.
BEL, bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Welcome back, thanks for staying tuned. We have a slight change in our discussion or lineup. These are not the African queens, and have an African queen.
We do have an
here,
African queen
but
here.
Mr. Aleman, I'm not sure if he's fit to be an African queen, maybe an African king, right? So this is all about celebrating St. Bight Day and honoring culture through that event. And so we have joining us Chairman of St. Bight Village, Jose Aleman, and then Secretary in the St. Bight Village Council, Wanigi Ogaldes.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. It's a pleasure having both of you. All right, so with you again, another year, another St. Bight Day. Man, I promised myself I'll have to visit one of these times. This year might be the year, might not, but we're always excited to have this conversation. Chairman, let's start by telling us what's the plan for this year.
Well, of course, St. Bight Day is a 3-day event starting on the 15th of August, this Friday, of course. It goes through the Saturday and likewise the Sunday. It is an event where we try to bring people from all walks of the country, starting with our cultural explosion on the Friday, our opening day, likewise. And St. Bight is a Garifuna community, of course. So we take that Friday very sacred, whereby we take that opportunity to showcase our cultural heritage. That is inclusive of our dances, our music, our food, our spirituality, our medicine. Recently we were gifted with a welcome center in St. Bight, so that also will play a significant role in terms of displaying what we have in there in terms of arts, craft. Our women, our children are prepared to showcase themselves on that Friday. And of course it takes you into the Saturday where it's an all-day beach bash. But what we are doing different is that the competitions that we're having is infused in Garifuna tradition. So that simply means we'll be doing things like chumba contest. We'll be doing like the
What's a chumba contest?
The chumba is whereby you tend to showcase work that the women would do while at home, or the men would do while they go out to fish, or at the farms, etc.
So rooted in tradition.
Exactly, it is rooted in tradition. We'll be having like the premier drumming showcase. We'll be having the coconut husking contest, and of course the famous hudut eating contest. Among the regulars which are done everywhere, like the beer drinking, etc. The artists that will be playing are made from, they are technically Garifuna artists from the south, of course. The Sunday will be that grand event whereby we'll be having 2 bands on the stage. We'll be having not only the Sweet Pain 3.0 but also Ogoro. Ogoro band, which is for the elderly, right? And you would know by their main track where say Manda Dog. I don't know why, but you know, these guys are coming to pump up Seine Bight Day, and of course the setting up has started already and we're excited. This is our 7th year, as this is my 3rd term as chairperson, and it only gets bigger and better.
Yeah.
Now let's bring Miss Wanigi, right?
Yes.
Wanigi into the conversation. For you, how would you describe your community, Seine Bight, and how does it feel to be a part of that community?
Well, how would I describe my community? Seine Bight, I love. Everybody who go to Seine Bight, they know it's love. It's a Garifuna community. So when people call, the first thing they want a hurut.
Yeah.
The people, they're very supportive. They're very, like I said, loved, and they're excited for the Seine Bight Day. They look forward for this event every year. I didn't think the chairman mentioned this is actually one of our only way of raising funds for the council. So it's a very big event, and with those funds for help for garbage collection, correct? And just to help around the village.
I like the way that you guys express how close the community is, and I think that's something that is evident beyond the conversation that we're having here. What I also appreciate is the way that the council and the people try to ensure that the culture is kept alive, and that whoever visits Seine Bight or whoever is a part of the community know what they came from. I know you're not able to really go off as a historian, but for persons who might not be familiar with the formation of Seine Bight in the first place, how would you go about to describe a little bit of the history of this community?
Sure. And if I may, our historian, who is on another set, left me with something so that I can share with the community as well. No? Seine Bight, of course, is nestled in a bight. Seine Bight is a flat, sandy coastal village about 10 feet above sea level, and it stretches along the Placentia Peninsula. It is one of 5 Garifuna communities in Stan Creek District. It is located 68 miles south of Belize City, about 30 miles south of Dangria, and 19 miles from the Southern Highway, near South Stan Creek, and 5 miles north of Placentia Village. According to Windsor Line, Seine Bight was a site where, in 1629, the privateers of Earl Warwick settled. It was later inhabited and given its name by French fishermen who were deported from Newfoundland and Nova Scotia in 1755. The inhabitants of Seine Bight are descendants of those Caribs who arrived in Belize on 19 November 1823, some of whom were later settled in Seine Bight about the year 1869. They were led from Riversdale by Emmanuel Walpi Moreira. It is said that the first settlement of about 100 Garinago people landed in Jonathan Point.
Where is that?
Jonathan Point is right around Riversdale.
Okay.
And from Riversdale, they move on to Caribal. And from Caribal, they settled in where Seine Bight is now, where the locality.
Rich history.
Wow. Yes.
That dates back to 100 years and more.
More.
Wow.
Yeah.
More.
You mentioned Riversdale, and it was just last week we were documenting a story of that community and the way that they take the protection of their environment so seriously, and that's something that I know also comes out of Seine Bight, where the protection of the land, the seas, there's a lot of fisher people who live in Seine Bight as well. Can you talk about that, some of the old-time traditions that we would see coming out, and professions even coming out of Seine Bight?
Traditionally, the way of the Garifuna people was by farming and fishing. Over time, that has changed. And of course, a lot of us has ventured into tourism.
Correct.
Of course, a lot of our men and women are in the enforcement. That is the police department, the military, Belize Defense Force, and likewise the Coast Guard. Some of our men and women, as a matter of fact, majority of them, educated all over this country, primarily in the south and north. So my mother, for instance, taught when she was 15 years old. She moved to the Toledo district, and that is when she started her career.
As a teacher?
As a teacher.
Yes.
Led by her uncles, Charles Arzu and Emmanuel, the late, both of them, no? Emmanuel Ogales. And that is when she started teaching. Not only her, but a lot of other teachers sprang out of St. Mike at an early age. And so we educated a lot of people. We did a research the other day, and we were able to dock over 150 teachers from St. Mike, and that is still counting.
Wow.
So of course, while we have changed from that fishing and farming, we have impacted the community or the country in different workforces.
All right, so let's run through it one more time. Let's run through the activities for the 3 days, just so we know and everybody understand what then they get themselves into, right?
Definite. It's going to be 3 full days of fun-filled activities, starting on Friday, the 15th of August.
That right there this Friday?
Yes, man, not this weekend.
Yeah,
That
man,
this
all right,
weekend.
all
And
right,
watch out,
nice.
the tent, they get set up already.
Yeah.
So that could tell you that we're very well prepared. Wanige is rocking one of our shirts here.
And it looks
You shall
great.
see the black one.
That's nice.
Oh, most definitely, man. And if you know, this is our sponsorship shirt. So it indicates all of our sponsors on the sleeve. We are powered by our platinum sponsors, which is eWork Marine and likewise Turtling. And of course, we have several other sponsors. Wanige, can you take a turn there for me?
Yeah,
we have the shirt there.
I think we have the shirt there.
Yeah.
Do we have the back of that on the screen? Nice.
All right, you can
no,
see
that's
the
All right,
side.
so Bob.
I actually
we got
designed
the
the shirt.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
I designed
Can
the
we see
logo
the back?
as well.
Yes, man.
How? Which way?
Okay, so that's it.
Okay,
And
but
then-
the sponsor's at the back of her shirt.
That's the regular t-shirt.
She may have another clip there, I'm assuming.
No, all right, no, we don't have it.
I think you probably could take a turn and the guys can see the shirt.
Yes. Stand up, you can stand up.
Definite. Right?
Let's
So,
just see.
if you look at all of our sponsors there, we have Villas of Playa de Coco, Calamira Beach Resort, BTB, Serenium Bay, Itzana, Bowen and Bowen,
correct.
Niche, Chabalmar, Atlantic Bank, Go See, Pops, 30 Factory, CR Synthetic, Thunderbirds, M&M, Lowens, Barefoot, King Resort, Honorable Rodwell Ferguson, Fragments of Hope, Travelers. So I want to make it clear.
Wow,
The businesses, the businesses on the peninsula, they ensure that they support activities that takes place on the peninsula.
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
can see
definitely.
this, both activities in Placentia and activities in St. Mike. So these people make it feasible for us to continue our cultural traditions and experiences, and of course showcasing it in a valuable manner.
Wanige, what would you say are some of the highlights for you and even for people your age for St. Mike's Day?
Well, actually, I'm a new counselor. I always, looking from the outside, you underestimate the work the council they do.
So you used to just attend and not even think about all the
Yeah,
planning?
now I'm in it, and it's meetings after meetings, going to meet the sponsors. So it's really a lot of work. And we do it because we love our community and we love our people. So they will enjoy the St. Bight Day. Me, a young person, I always look forward to St. Bight Day because, like I said, it's one of our only event in St. Bight. Yeah, so it's really going to be big. So.
Do you guys have any upcoming projects you're hoping to use the funding from this event to support?
As it relates to this event, we'll be using it primarily for our village operations.
Okay.
And that is to consistently ensure that our workers are paid to time and the works of the community continues, which is the day-to-day cleaning, the beach cleanup, and our other employees that we have in place. However, we want to give shout out to one of our major projects that has been done in the community by Coastal Harvest, which is our synthetic football field at the
Yes, I saw a photo of that. Beautiful.
I drove past St. Bight like 2 weeks ago, and I saw the works being done on it. I said, man, this is amazing. I didn't take any pictures. I should have. But
Also,
yes.
when we passed through Placentia for our country tour, we saw it as well, so that was good.
And let me boast that it's the only full-size synthetic field in the entire South.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's good stuff, man.
Well, guys, it sounds like it's going to be a full weekend for you all over there. We hope that we see people coming out and supporting, not only from Placencia and, of course, in the south, but across the country. Go and support this event. It's a 3-day event, and, of course, we know that it gives back to the community as well. Great work coming from you guys as the council, and we wish you guys all the best.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
All righty. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, also, let's get you guys in on a cultural word of the day. Since, you know, we're establishing some culture here and some tradition, we want to know how much you know about these Creole proverbs, okay?
Right, so we got one for
We have one for you, and we want to see if you can decode it. All right. The Creole phrase of the day is, every day bucket got a well, the bottom must drop out. Every day bucket got a well, the bottom must drop out.
Yeah.
In Creole, that means...
No, in English it means...
In English, that means the bottom of a bucket
will eventually drop out after everyday use. Right? So the Creole, we want to help we interpret it. What it mean, right? So the Creole, like, everyday bucket got a well, the bottom must drop out, or eventually one drop out. What do you think that mean? Like the proverb, what do you think that mean? Think about it. You ever heard that one before?
I heard it before.
All right.
I actually never heard
You never heard it before?
Yeah, I've never heard it.
Listen, finally you know.
I know, right?
Yeah, to give it a crack at it. What do you think it mean?
Probably no production.
No production? What do you think?
No production. What do you think? I mean, for bust your brain, but you might actually. Yeah. Every day bucket got a well.
The bottom.
Eventually the bottom must drop out.
Well, I guess you use it over and over and over again. You get old. That's it. I have to change. I don't know.
Yeah, well, close. So this means nothing will last forever.
Okay.
It makes sense now?
Yeah.
I read it, so it makes sense to me when I start reading it, right?
Same. But thank you guys so much again for joining us, and we wish you guys all the best.
All right, thank you guys as well.
We take our final break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we are going to be joined by some queens, some African queens to be specific.
All right.
Ready for back to school with Benny's B-Books. We have limited edition Benny's exercise and composition books just in time for the new school year. Get 6 composition books for 5 B-Bucks and 12 exercise books for only 2 B-Bucks. Benny's and B-Bucks, getting you ready for back to school.
We are ready for back to school. Are you?
José Tú presenta Los Cumbia Kings. Los Cumbia Kings en concierto. Este 30 de agosto en el Estadio del Pueblo, Orange Bowl Belice. Los Cumbia Kings en vivo.
No tengo dinero ni nada que dar.
No te pierdas el concierto del año que te hará bailar como nunca. General 150, VIP 200 y Platino $350. Boletos a la venta en la aplicación QuiPass, disponible en Android y iPhone. También con Orindrag con cuellos, Shell One Stop, María's Café, Lifestyle Beauty Salon y WSK Call Center al 611-3677. Amor Turquesa, Boutique Belmopá. Gracias al patrocinio de
BTV, Mechas, Cuellos, Lock and Loaded, Mark Production, Quick Pass, Lighthouse,
Instituto Nacional de Cultura e Historia y Smart Belice.
Don't miss the ultimate singing showdown. It's KTV The Remix Season 7 every Tuesday night at 8, live from the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. One stage, one voice, one chance to win $10,000. Get your tickets for just $5 at GBM Studios in Coney Drive or 88 Shopping Center on Central American Boulevard. It's music, talent, and entertainment for the whole family. Don't miss it. KTV The Remix Season 7. Tune in, turn up, and sing along every Tuesday night at 8. Only on Greater Believe Media.
Yo, what's up, bro? This Western Union mom's a little money using DigiWallet. Uncle in the States pays me too, same app using DigiWallet. Bro, this is too easy. I can do this from anywhere. No lines, no hassle, just easy. All right, gotta run, bro. Take it easy.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Don't miss the ultimate singing showdown. It's KTV The Remix Season 7 every Tuesday night at 8, live from the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. One stage, one voice, one chance to win $10,000. Get your tickets for just $5 at GBM Studios in Coney Drive or 88 Shopping Center on Central American Boulevard. It's music, talent, and entertainment for the whole family. Don't miss it. KTV The Remix Season 7. Tune in, turn up, and sing along every Tuesday night at 8. Only on Greater Believe Media.
Welcome back. This is our final conversation this morning, and I am joined by some beauties, some African beauties to be specific. Joining us this morning are the ladies contestants of the Miss African Queen pageant set to take place this weekend, this Saturday, yes. And here with me are three ladies vying for the title. We have here with us Aisha Nunes. She is representing Ethiopia. Also with us, Sylvia Gray. She's representing South Africa. And Monali Aspinall, no stranger to you guys, except she's more behind the scenes. She is Miss Ghana. And beside me on the couch here with me is Mariam Abdul Kawi. She is a past Miss African Queen. Definitely familiar with what the experience is like for these three ladies, but hopefully here to talk about what you can expect for the pageant. Yes. Ladies, yes. Welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
Looking stunning in your outfits as well, I have to say. I hope I could borrow one, something from Ono when you're done from this interview. But thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure having you guys here, of course, to talk about the pageant set to take place this weekend. Let's get an overview of what the Miss African Queen pageant is, and then we can go on to the introduction of the ladies.
Right, of course. So thanks again, Sabrina. Thank you all for having us this morning. So the Miss African Queen pageant is actually a fundraiser for Concerned Belizean Women. The Concerned Belizean Women, we're a nonprofit that we assist and help disenfranchised women and children. We do school scholarships. We help people in halfway houses. So we're a very community-based pageant that helps to build the community. And so the pageant has been happening as our biggest fundraiser every year since 2009.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yes, since 2009, but this is our 11th year.
Okay.
Because we took a break after 2017, and then COVID happened after 2019 when we crowned Chinere. So we had a couple years you know, little breaks here and there. But besides that, we're still going. We're still assisting people in the community. And so the pageant, which we know Belizeans, we love a good pageant.
Yeah, we do.
But it was started by a few core members, Miss Birdie, Miss Karen Vernon, Miss Barbara Fraser, Miss Rose, and Miss August. These women came together. We want to see, and they said, we want to see a change in our community that can uplift not just the women to help with self-esteem building and a mindset of knowing self. So how can we do that? How they did that was the pageant is based in who we are as a people, as a Creole people. So Miss African Queen is based in who you are as a Creole person who was, and you know, your ancestors was a person that was enslaved and came to the country. So how do you get back to your African heritage? The contestants, the ladies can talk about that more, but you have to pick an African nation and you have to study that nation and represent that nation. Yes, these are all the past queens so far. I think we're missing one person from this. Yeah. So you have to pick an African nation, and you have to study that nation, and you have to present it on stage. And the segments we have are intro, so you introduce your country, and then you have a talent segment where you present a woman of African descent, and then finally the African regalia, when you wear a beautiful African dress, and then you answer the question, why am I proud to be a Belizean woman of African descent?
I love that, a connection to your roots.
Exactly.
We have here with us Aisha Nunez. She's representing Ethiopia. Let's get an idea of why you decided to be a part of this pageant in the first place. Is this your first pageant taking part in?
Slight correction. It's Ariel Musham.
Ariel,
representing
yes. Zimbabwe.
Yes. Yes. And to be frank, when I chose my country, it was really my mom.
So you can choose the country?
Yes,
okay,
I chose
ladies can
it.
choose their country.
So when I shared the message with my mom that, okay, well, I'm considering, she was like, go for Zimbabwe. And I'm like, okay, because who tells mom no?
Very true.
Who does that?
They know that. Moms know best.
Who does that? However, I must say, after doing my research and after putting work into my craft, I'm starting to see firsthand that Zimbabwe really and truly does have a lot in common with Belize. They're very proud people, and I mean, with Belizeans, amongst ourselves, we may say, you know, we may bicker amongst each other, but if it's against someone out there, I mean, sheesh, have you not seen how we practically went hard against the young man who went ahead and told us about her black dinner? Yes, what did he call it again? Gully water, if I'm not mistaken. Something to that effect, yeah, but I mean, that's us, you know, we're very proud people. We're proud of our culture, we're proud of our heritage. And I'm starting to see that with the people of Zimbabwe, it's the same rule that applies. So
what made you decide to be a part of a pageant, though, in general?
Pageant? Well, to be honest, it's been a minute since I've been on stage.
Okay.
I've always been a performer for the most part. I've represented Belize in choirs and just generally up on stage. And I'm realizing that, hey, you know, time is going on, it's gone by, and let me grace the stage again once more, even if it's just for a minute.
All right. Well, you're going to take us to Zimbabwe come
right.
Saturday. And we have Sylvia taking us to South Africa. Why did you decide to be a part of the pageant? And also, why did you choose South Africa?
Well, I was sitting down and then the concerned woman page pop up on my friend page, and she said, Sylvia, why don't you go in for Miss African Queen? And then she said, South Africa. Right away, she picked that for me. And when I attended the meeting, Miss Karen was like, South Africa. So I decided to go with South Africa.
Yeah. So it seems like multiple people saw that connection with you.
Me and South Africa.
Yeah. What are some of the things you've learned about South Africa?
So far, going researches and doing about South Africa, it's nice. Everything is really cultural, from the ancestors, from the roots.
Have you found any connection or similarities between Belize and South Africa?
Yes, most of it, like the roots.
Okay.
Yeah, most of the roots.
All right, well, we have Monali here on set with us, and she's no stranger to pageantry as well, but she is going to be taking us to Ghana. Now, Monali, why did you want to be a part of Miss African Queen?
I think originally when I had started looking into pageantry, I really wanted the opportunity to directly interact and influence the people that I encountered. And I appreciated Miss African Queen and the concerns Belizean women, because I'm very passionate about women and children. The work that I've done, I'm getting my degree and hopefully helping women and children, being a part of the Youth Shadow Council. That is the portfolio I'm also shadowing. And I really believe that a lot of the times we say that women and children are the backbone of culture, of the things that we pass on generationally, but we don't have the opportunity to quite tie that back to how it was. And I think that Ghana and Africa in general are still holding on tightly to being a matriarchal community, of still supporting their women and children, understanding the lengths and breadth that they go to create communities. And I thought Miss African Queen and the Concerns Women were a perfect blend of reflecting that out onto the community.
Oh, that's a beautiful connection that you were able to identify, and even with the work that you do personally as well. It's gonna be a tough night for the judges, it sounds like, just by hearing what you three ladies have to say. And I know that it's going to be a beautiful night as well. We're going to see some stunning regalia, but I think most of all, an opportunity for us to embrace where we've come from. You know, oftentimes we don't have that discussion. We look at us, all different shades on the couch here, but we all came from the same place. Some would just get a little more water, you know, they drink, you know.
Right.
But we all have the same blood internally as well. And I think it's so beautiful to see these women showing that empowerment on stage, and hopefully we have some young girls there as well, seeing themselves in you ladies on stage. So Miriam, I want you to go over the different segments of the competition once more, just for persons who might be interested and wanting to know if it's worth attending.
Yeah, so we have 4 segments in our pageant. The first one is the introduction. The ladies will start off with the introductory dance, which everyone enjoys usually. Everybody enjoys the dance when they come out. Then you have the introduction of their countries. So they will individually come up and talk about introduce you to themselves now as Miss South Africa, Miss Ghana, Miss Zimbabwe. Yes, they will talk about their countries, introduce the Belizean people to this country. So it's very educational in that sense. And then the segment following that is the talent segment.
Okay.
This is where they embody a woman of African descent and present the talent. We have monologues this year, we have poems this year, we have songs this year.
Okay.
So it's going to be a beautiful, well-rounded talent segment. After the talent segment, that's followed by the segment that everybody looks forward to, I look forward to, is the Afrikan regalia, which is like the evening gown segment. And that is where they will wear dresses influenced by the country of their choice.
Oh, that's a beautiful photo there. Look at that,
so
guys.
those are our 5 delegates. 2 of our delegates are not here today, Kimberly and Aisha, but they will definitely, you will see them pageant night. And then our queen, of course, current queen Hippolyta Usher, Miss African Queen 2024. And then so after the talent segment, after they represent a woman of African descent, Afrikan regalia comes in, like I told you, and then you see the beautiful colors here. I mean, the night of the pageant, the dresses, like I know some of them have showed me pictures of what's going on. It's so beautiful, what you will see. And then after they show their Afrikan regalia, the final segment is, we don't have a question and answer per se. You have to, not on the spot. You get this question from the time we've been rehearsing, so you have time to reflect on it.
Okay.
And the main question is, why are you proud to be a Belizean woman of African descent? I mean, and that answer can get very emotional, very powerful. Just thinking about what I've read from some of the ladies that they shared with me, it's quite beautiful and quite powerful. So really what to expect is the delivery of how each young lady delivers her answer to that question. Why are you proud to be a Belizean woman of descent? I mean, and I could pose that question to you, Sabrina. I mean, you could pose that question to anybody and different answers start coming up. So, and that's the pageant in a nutshell. And then we have in between that, when the ladies go and take a break, because we like to get them a little rest, we'll have the parade of cultures. So we encourage anyone who wants to come out, wear your cultural attire, wear some Afrikan regalia, you know. If you don't have, you can wear, you know, anything that you have that you would consider cultural, and come out and we'll have a little competition on stage for best cultural attire.
Now, you were a past Miss African Queen. I
Yes.
believe it was 2015.
Yes.
Talk about what your experience was like being crowned and what that year of reigning as Miss African Queen, what that person can expect.
Yes, actually that's a great question, Sabrina. So I did a lot of work, and I'm known in our community for doing a lot of things, and I like to stay busy and I like to give back to my community, so I did a lot of that. We do help women and children, so I made sure to reach out to the Y. I reached out to different organizations to make sure that I can be a part of their programming and be a part of anything that they may have needed me to do that was in alignment with concerned Belizean women. That was in alignment with Miss African Queen. I also was able to go on a trip to India that year of my reign, and I was wearing my Miss African Queen sash, and people in India went, I mean, it was a lot of attention that I didn't realize. I was just like, I just want to take this in front of this temple to show that Miss African Queen was here, and these people just came out of nowhere. They want to take pictures with me. So you can expect that too. If you're the queen, you'll get a lot of attention. People will want to take photos with you. They'll want to talk to you on a one-on-one basis about how meaningful it is that you're representing the concerned Belizean women and Miss African Queen and what we stand for. So my reign was extremely busy. Like I said, I was really involved in everything that I do professionally, but also in the community. And that's the reason why I went up, because I like to be involved in the community, and I think it's so important for us to give back and build each other up. And that's like at the heart of everything that I do. So when I was the queen, I could do that, you know, with a platform, and so get more involved with people in my community in whatever way that I could, and volunteer, and you know, have sales. I mean, you know, go into the community, make sure that you're volunteering with people. So it's a lot of work. You set up your own schedule, but also the committee. And every past queen, I forgot to mention, Sabrina, every past queen is a part of the committee.
Okay.
So all the ladies that you saw standing there in that photo, they're all a part of the Concerned Belizean Women Committee, along with the founding members. And so we all kind of come together and decide this is how we're going to move forward with your reign and your year. And then they tell us, the queen will tell us what she wants to do, and we kind of marry both of those things together, and then we move forward. So yeah, we're looking forward to everyone coming out this Saturday, 7 p.m. at the Bliss Center.
How do we get tickets?
Miss African Queen. You can get tickets from the delegates.
Okay.
So if you have a favorite delegate, or if you have a favorite country, you can say, I want to support Zimbabwe, I want to support South Africa, I want to support Ghana, I want to support, you know, different countries. Then you make sure you say, when you go to the Bliss and you get a ticket, you're saying, I'm getting this ticket for South Africa. I'm getting this ticket, and we'll have separate envelopes, because we do have a prize for the delegate that sells the most tickets.
Oh,
Miss
okay.
Princess. Yes.
All right. Well, this sounds like it's going to be a fun night, ladies. I'm nervous, but I'm excited for you guys as well. And I hope to see nothing but colors and people out there supporting these fantastic 5 women this Saturday. Ladies, I wish you guys all the best.
Yes.
And we'll see you Saturday.
Yes,
all right.
thank you.
We take our final break now, and we wrap up when we return. Don't go anywhere.
Tú presenta Los Cumbia Kings. Los Cumbia Kings en concierto. Este 30 de agosto en el Estadio del Pueblo, Orange Mall Belice. Los Cumbia Kings en vivo.
No tengo dinero ni nada que dar.
No te pierdas el concierto del año que te hará bailar como nunca. General 150, VIP 200 y Platino $350. Boletos a la venta en la aplicación QuiPass, disponible en Android y iPhone. También con Orindrak con cuellos, Shell One Stop, María's Café, Lifestyle Beauty Salon y WSK Call Center al 611-3677. Amor Turquesa, Boutique Belmopá. Gracias al patrocinio de
BTV, Mechas, Cuellos, Lock and Loaded, Mark Production, Quick Pass, Lighthouse,
Instituto Nacional de Cultura e Historia y Smart Belice.
Don't miss the ultimate singing showdown. It's KTV The Remix, Season 7, every Tuesday night at 8, live from the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. One stage, one voice, one chance to win $10,000. Get your tickets for just $5 at GBM Studios and Coney Drive or 88 Shopping Center on Central American Boulevard. It's music, talent, and entertainment for the whole family. Don't miss it. KTV The Remix Season 7. Tune in, turn up, and sing along every Tuesday night at 8. Only on Greater Believe Media.
This is where blue innovation meets green ambition and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Caribe in San Pedro. This is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025, Bridging Markets, Building Resilience. September 3rd to 5th, Sunset Caribe, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
Welcome back, and thank you for sticking with us. We are winding things down, but it's been a really fun Tuesday morning. Of course, we want to say thank you to everyone who joined us this morning, and also you guys for tuning in with us. There's a lot of activities set to take place this weekend, Paul, and it's only Tuesday.
Yeah.
But we do know what you can expect coming up immediately is KTV The Remix, so definitely stay tuned to that. Of course, it's 8 p.m. tonight, and if you have not purchased your tickets, you can still do so. They're on sale right here at our studios on Coney Drive. You can also get them at the 88 Shopping Center and of course at the Bliss when you do stop there. But please don't wait until the show itself to get your tickets. They might be sold out. Try to get them as early as possible.
And the tickets are only $5 across the world. How do you watch KTV?
I watch it online only because I'm not able to go in person, but I'm going to tell you.
So do you watch it on like your phone?
I watch it on my TV and on my phone.
So TV for
if I move for one room, I got it on my phone.
So you're another type of people who watch it on their TV for the video and then on their phone for the comments.
I'm not gonna lie, yes.
Yeah, I'm guilty as well.
You get a second entertainment that is side.
Yeah,
that it deserves.
So we're watching KTV on the television, and then I'm in my phone, and then people are like, "Why you up on your phone?" Because the comments is where it's at. That's why I'm on my phone.
I agree.
I have to see what people are saying. And you know, I appreciate that for the most part, commenters are honest.
Yeah.
Sometimes brutally honest, but honest.
Yeah.
When they comment about the voice and how somebody sounds.
And some of their scores even match that of the judges too.
Right.
So we know they're kind of on the same track.
And then when they're supposed to be or they feel upset about a score, they make that known as well. So to me, the comments is a community of viewers in and of itself, and it has almost become like a part of the tradition.
You know,
right?
I've always thought KTV was a big deal, but when you say the former compol the comment and say that he lacking and he having thoughts about judging, I was like, okay.
I did an interview.
We've arrived.
I did an interview with him the day after, right, in his capacity as CEO.
Yeah.
And before we started the interview, he pointed to me. He said, Paul, and this is his opinion, right?
Yeah.
When you better know thief Darlon and the next girl is Clark, right? He
Yes.
said, well, better not thief then score. Then judges better not thief then score next week because I want to open my mouth again. And I say, oh my gosh, he begging at this thing.
I love it though, and that really goes to show that everyone enjoys this show. And so it's just been really fun seeing the engagement online. Please continue to comment, state who your favorites are, but don't forget that just sharing it online is not enough. If you have a contestant that you truly believe is deserving of staying in the competition all the way to that $10,000, you got to vote for them. You have to vote. This is a voting competition. And so we hope that everyone goes out and support. And if you're not able to purchase your tickets and be there live and in person, watch it online. All right. Well, as we wrap things up, if anyone's celebrating a birthday today, it is August 12th. Happy birthday to you. And if you'd like to give a birthday shout out, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oye@channel5belize.com.
You can also catch us live on Facebook every weekday morning at Open Your Eyes BC.
As well as Instagram for behind the scenes contents. That's OIE Belize. You can even call us or text us on our OIE phone number. That's right, we got a phone. That's 675-2555. But please do us a favor and join us again tomorrow when you open your eyes
and start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your mind,
and your hearts open.
Have a wonderful Tuesday, Belize. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.